everybody, and welcome to a Thanksgiving Menu Monday. I moved in the middle of doing all this, so I apologize for not having all the correct ingredients, but I did have enough to show you what I make, and also I'm putting the correct ingredients and directions on the website, which will be linked down below in the comment box. So I have several things for you. I've got sides, I have desserts, snacks, and I also have a meal that you can make with your leftover turkey for after the big day and use that up. So without further ado, let's get cooking. I don't have a recipe for this, but I'm going to make one up for you. I've been making my green bean casserole like this for many years for Thanksgiving. So I had some of the ingredients, not exactly what I usually use, but I usually start with 4 cans of green beans. So here we go, heating up the frozen ones. And then I'm adding some soup. I'm using cream of chicken here, but you would want to use either cream of mushroom or cream of asparagus. Both work very well. Mushroom is more traditional. So I'm adding in the soup, and then I'm going to add some of the fried onions, the French's fried onions, in here and get the green beans warmed up. I wasn't sure how much liquid was going to come out of them, so I didn't add the milk yet. And then I just heated this through. I always add cheese to my green bean casserole. I usually use shredded cheddar, but we just moved. I didn't have the groceries really packed up, but I did have this Gruyere, and I thought, oh, that's nice smoky flavor. That should be really good. So I went ahead and shredded this up. So happy I did too, because Big Daddy and I both loved this cheese in it, and I put it in the potatoes too. They'll be next. Okay, now I've got the shredded cheese ready. The green beans did produce a little liquid being that they were frozen. So now I know how much. I added my milk, and I'm putting in the cheese. And then I think I just balance it out until you get it to the consistency that you like. I think I added a little more milk in here too. And this is a very small portion. This was just for Big Daddy and I was just doing it for the video and also for us for dinner. But this is the sort of consistency you want it to end up like. And then I just pop mine in the oven for about 20 minutes. You just want it to be nice and brown on the top. And then about 5 minutes before it was done, I added some more French's onions on the top. Here are the ingredients, and like I said, I will make a recipe to put on the website. I hope you give it a try. For our cranberry sauce, I loosely followed the directions. I cleaned the cranberries first and put them in the pot. The directions actually wanted us to put the orange juice, the water, and the sugar into the pan, bring it to boil, and add the cranberries. But as long as the cranberries are brought to a boil and they pop, that's what you need. So I'm going ahead and putting mine in now and going ahead and adding the sugar. You'll see me add the orange juice. I don't know why it doesn't show me adding the water, but I did. And then I turned this on and brought it to a boil. Now you let that cook for about 10 to 12 minutes longer, and then you remove it from the heat. Optionally, you can add some orange zest. I did not have any oranges, so I didn't use that. And also I found a lot of other recipes that are sort of equivalent to this. So at the end of this clip, I'm going to have all those for you. It's like using red wine in place of the orange juice and so on and so forth. So just pause it. I had to scroll it because there were so many, but you can pick out one that sounds delicious to you. This was absolutely delicious, as is. Big Daddy is not a fan of cranberry sauce, but he thoroughly enjoyed these. He's never had it made fresh before, so it was a hit. If you don't wish it to be so thick, you can use like an immersion blender and break up the cranberries and have it more jelly-like. But if you try one of these other ones with the different ingredients, please let me know how they turn out. I'd love to know, and I hope you give it a try. For our cheesy mash, the first thing we're going to do is boil the potatoes. You can use any potato you like. You can do skin on or peel them, whichever you prefer. I'm using these baby yellow potatoes. I'm not going to peel them. Don't have to cut them. They've already been pre-washed. After they've boiled, I'm just going to check them, make sure they're soft all the way through, and then drain. Now we're going to add our butter and our milk and start mashing them up. I didn't measure, I just eyeball it, but I did put the original recipe that I've had for years on the website and the ingredients at the end of this, so if you need the measurements, you'll have those. I did turn the burner back on low just to help melt the butter because it was pretty hard. It had come out the fridge. We're just going to mash this up real good. Now I'm going to add some salt and pepper. The original recipe just called for pepper, so salt is optional. Now I'm going to add in the cheese. I'm going to use the Gruyere. Usually I use cheddar, but you can use cheese of choice. This was really, really tasty. I love this cheese. Glad we gave it a try. Now this is ready to serve. Big Daddy wasn't home, so I put mine in the oven to keep warm. I think I left it in there about 15, maybe 20 minutes. And then when he got home, everything was nice and warm through. I did sprinkle it with some parsley. And here's a picture of the finished product. Putting it in the oven gave it a little crisp on the top. But like I said, it was ready to serve right out of the pan. Here are your ingredients. I hope you give these a try. Like I said, any cheese you want. Okay, so this was really simple. 2 ingredients. We got pumpkin muffins. Now I looked on the cake box and it said it was going to make 18. No, it doesn't. It makes about, probably you could get 12. I got 11. So you mix the cake mix with the pumpkin and just get it well combined. My first time making this, and I thought it was never going to come together, but it did. I used my largest ice cream scoop because it said to use big drops. I think if you'd have gone smaller, you could have got more muffins out of it. It's trial and error. It was my first time. However, these muffins came out a perfect size and they were absolutely delicious. I sent one to work with Big Daddy for one of his friends. He enjoyed it. I had some for breakfast a couple days and they went a long way for us. Now, if you're going to be taking them to a Thanksgiving get together, you may want to double the recipe. They were in the oven for about 18 to 20 minutes at 350, and you want to make sure that your toothpick comes out clean, just like you're baking regular muffins. Mine did, and I just left them to cool. Now that they're cool, I'm just going to put them in this other muffin tin. I have a lid for that just to store them. I hope you give them a try. They taste like Thanksgiving and fall. Delicious. These apples were absolutely delicious. I had already cut one and realized I hadn't turned the camera on, so my apologies. My second apple unfortunately had a little bit of bruising on the outside, but it didn't affect the apple and it just tasted as well as the other one. So the first thing you do is cut the one side and then you scoop out the middle. I used an ice cream scoop. You can use a melon baller. And then you take a little smaller knife and you do 2 circles of cuts in it. And then you turn the apple over and you cut down the sides, not going all the way through, but all the way down. And that causes the apple to open up once it's cooked. We're going to spray our baking dish. We'll put our apples in here. And then it says to put 2 caramel candies in there. Well, I couldn't find any, so I just used scoops of caramel, which worked out just as well. So if you can't find them, this is just as good. And then I made the topping that goes on here, and I guess I didn't have the camera on for that, but you melt the butter and then you put the sugars in and the cinnamon, mix it all up, and then use a brush to coat that on top of your apples. Now these cook 375, it said for about 30 minutes. Mine were done in 20, but this Emeril Lagasse oven cooks very fast. So I bought them out and I let them cool, and then I got the ice cream out. Sorry, I can't talk. And then I heated up some caramel and drizzled that over the top. Now as soon as I opened or put the spoon in there to get some ice cream, these blooms opened up just like the onions do. So it was a hit. It was absolutely delicious, and you definitely want to give this one a try. I wanted to put this recipe in here if you have leftover turkey and you totally want to change the vibe. All the ingredients are going to be listed at the end of this clip and on our website, rvlifeintheusa.com, and the link for that's going to be in the comment box below. I use ground turkey for mine, as you can see there, and I cooked that with the onion, but you would just like shred your turkey up and put it in the crock pot with all the other ingredients and the cooked onion. You don't drain any of these cans, and then you'll put some spices in here too. You just cook that for several hours on low until everything's cooked through, and then you just top it with cheese and sour cream. Nice change from the big Thanksgiving meal. So sit back and watch how easy this is to throw together, and the next day you'll have another meal. While the soup was cooking, I decided to make some corn pie. I'll have the ingredients for that at the end of this clip and also on the website along with the directions for it. It went very well paired with the taco soup. Here we go, a lovely, delicious dinner. Here are your ingredients. I hope you have turkey left over so you can try it. Otherwise, you can use the ground turkey like I did. I hope you enjoyed all these Thanksgiving sides and desserts. I had fun making them. I want to wish y'all a very, very happy Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be doing a menu Monday next Monday because we're going out of town. With the move and everything, I've still got lots to do here. So I'm going to take this opportunity to wish y'all a very happy Thanksgiving, whether it be spending it with friends or family, or, you know, even with just your one significant other. Like I said, a lot of these meals I just made for Big Daddy and I, so it's a small group. If you need more, just multiply them. If you made it to the end of my video, let's do another turkey emoji, being that it's Thanksgiving, and I will see you in December. I love y'all and thank you so much for your support and comments. Bye-bye.